This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
"8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The President says that new methods of purchasing and storing paddy will be introduced under the Agricultural Modification Programme. The Education Minister states that the curricula of all grades from 6 to 13 will be updated from next year. The distribution of official poll cards will begin on the 20th of this month. The Dehiwala Zoo declares an Animal Love Week. In foreign news, a 10-year-old girl was rescued after 147 hours under the rubble in Turkey. In sports, Pakistan women post impressive 149 for 4, their highest T20 score against India. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that new methods of purchasing and storing paddy will be introduced under the Agricultural Modification Programme in the future. The President made this comment today at a ceremony held in Paranthan to inaugurate the paddy harvesting season in the northern province. The President further said that paddy cultivation in the northern province will be expanded under this program. The Iranamadu and Punarin irrigational tanks will be renovated to provide sufficient amounts of water for paddy cultivation and other crops. Small and medium-scale paddy mills will be started to produce more harvest of rice from the Kilinochchi district. The Education Ministry is planning to update the curriculum of all grades from 6 to 13 while adding the Artificial Intelligence AI subject from grade 8. Minister Susil Premajan said the update of the curricula will come into effect from next year. The AI subject will be included as an optional subject or in the curriculum, and students will have the opportunity to study that subject along with information technology IT subjects. The Deputy Postmaster General Raljit Ranasinghe says that the distribution of official poll cards of the upcoming local government election will begin on the 20th of this month. The returning officers will hand over them to the Postal Department from the 19th of this month. Meanwhile, the sealed packets of ballot papers for postal voting will be received from the Printing Department from Wednesday. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank Isuru Udana gift certificates, a valuable gift for any child.
The Dehiwala National Zoological Gardens today declared an Animal Love Week, also called Senehase Satya program. The Zoological Gardens Director General Tilak Premalakanta says the program was launched to target Valentine's Day. He said the week is being implemented with the aim of giving love and kindness to animals. Families and couples can visit the zoological gardens and take pictures with pet animals. People can feed the animals and spend the day with them. Separate areas have been set up to take photographs with the animals, he said. A sudden fire has broken out in a factory that manufactures coir-related products located in the Miriswata area on the Katana-Divulapitiya main road in the Katana Police Division. At least 5 buildings of the 12-building establishment have been severely damaged in the fire. The fire has reportedly been extinguished in about 4 buildings of the establishment, while the flames in the remaining building are now under control.
Your sister got him the most valuable gift of all.
My family will do anything for our child's future.
People's Bank Isuru Udana gift certificates, a valuable gift for any child.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Veda Mahatmya.
The National Centre for Election Monitoring NCEM has asked the chairman of the Election Commission, Nimal G. Punchiheva, to work according to a programme which will not inconvenience government officials during the upcoming polls. NCEM's Executive Director S.B. Herat says that they believe it is unlikely that the Finance Ministry's Secretary or any other Secretary can declare that financing is not available when it is available. He requests the relevant parties to extend their fullest assistance to hold the polls effectively.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight, the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Department says there has been a sharp increase in the number of dengue cases reported within the month of January this year. According to the statistics received from the National Dengue Control Unit, 6,155 suspected dengue cases were reported to the Epidemiology Unit from all over the island from January up to now. The Epidemiology Unit reports 25,067 dengue cases in Sri Lanka in 2021, 31,162 dengue cases in 2020 and 105,049 dengue cases in 2019. It is the responsibility of the public to try to the maximum extent possible to prevent the spread of this disease, which could be fatal if proper health guidelines are not followed. In world news headlines, a 10-year-old girl was rescued after 147 hours under rubble. A Palestinian Red Crescent team arrives in Syria to provide mental health support to quake survivors. Unusual discoveries shake up what we know about ancient diet. More than 28,000 people have been killed and tens of thousands injured after a magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck Turkey and Syria on Monday, officials say. A 10-year-old girl was rescued after 147 hours under rubble, the latest in a series of harrowing stories of success as workers in Turkey continue to search for survivors. Israeli search and rescue group United Hatzalah is leaving Turkey after 6 days on the ground due to a significant security threat targeting the group. Rescue operations are over in rebel-held areas of northwest Syria, the White Helmets volunteer organization said. The Palestinian Red Crescent said that it was the first group to send a team to provide mental health support to earthquake victims in Syrian shelters. Among the tens of thousands of victims, hundreds of children are languishing in hospitals and shelters without their families and homes. Some of them miraculously escaped death, but after their physical survival, psychological support teams of the Palestinian Red Crescent are working for their psychological survival. The group's psychosocial support team arranged events and activities for those in the shelters, including games for children. CNN Science this week has revealed that the diets of early humans were surprisingly varied and that those ancient meals may have involved more sophisticated preparations than previously thought. Neanderthals, who lived 90,000 years ago in a seafront cave in what's now Portugal, regularly caught and ate crabs, roasting them on coals, according to a new study. The finding is significant because it builds upon evidence challenging the long-standing notion that a taste for seafood, rich in omega-3 fatty acids that are important for brain growth, was one of the unique factors that made our own species, Homo sapiens, cognitively smarter than our extant Neanderthal counterparts. Meanwhile, in Kenya, another archaeological dig has revealed that early hominins feasted on hippo 2.9 million years ago, butchering the carcasses with the help of distinctive and unexpected tools. In world news headlines once again, a 10-year-old girl was rescued after 147 hours under the rubble in Turkey. A Palestinian Red Crescent team arrives in Syria to provide mental health support to quake survivors. Unusual discoveries shake up what we know about ancient diets. That was World News.
Development News.
The Sitavaka Odyssey tourist train service will commence weekly services on February 26th and will travel to the scenic Avisavalla Sitavaka tourism zone every Sunday at 7 a.m. from the Colombo Fort railway station. The tour includes facilities to visit many places, including the Sitavaka Botanical Gardens, Kaltuwava and Labugama reservoirs, the Ranmudu and Kumari Falls and other historical sites. That was development news, and now in sports news. In the ICC Women's T20 tournament, Pakistan women post impressive 149 for 4, their highest T20 score against India. Maruf hits 68 off 55 balls. Naseem adds impetus with flurry of late boundaries. India women need 146 runs to win from 19.3 overs. England currently top group after Saturday's win over the West Indies.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැන් පුහීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira says the Agriculture Ministry has started a program to discourage the import of potatoes from foreign countries at the time of local potato harvests, with the aim to protect the local potato farmers as well as the local potato cultivation. Accordingly, the Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture has sent a letter to the Secretary of the Ministry of Finance requesting to impose a tax on imported potatoes instead of banning the import of potatoes.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැන් පුහීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first. And this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC. Imagine the possibilities.
Worker remittances sent by Sri Lankan expats jumped 68.8% in January, as many expats sent their foreign earnings through formal banking channels after a record high number of the people migrated in 2022. The remittances, the top foreign exchange earner recorded $437.5 million in the first month of 2023 compared to $259.2 million in January last year, the central bank data shows.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department forecasts that showers of thundershowers may occur at a few places in the Ratnapura, Kalutara, Gala and Mathura districts during the afternoon or night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere over the island. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The President says that new methods of purchasing and storing paddy will be introduced under the Agricultural Modification Programme. The Education Minister states that the curricula of all grades from 6 to 13 will be updated from next year. The distribution of official poll cards will begin on the 20th of this month. The Dehiwala Zoo declares an Animal Love Week. In foreign news, a 10-year-old girl was rescued after 147 hours under rubble in Turkey. In sports news, Pakistan women post impressive 149 for 4, the highest T20 score against India. That concludes this news broadcast.